Isn't this so annoying? Trying to get all your fucking powders into a water bottle in the morning. So, good morning. As you can see, I'm now officially victim weight 110. We breached 110. My weight cap is 111.6. Today, I'm 110.9. So we're well safely under the cap, ladies and gents. And I did weigh in yesterday at 111.1. And my food got upped by Cuba. So I shall show you that updated food today, unless he updates it again. All that was added pretty much was more cream of rice with meal 1. And you know, where if you've been following the vlogs, I have a carbless prawn meal, meal 6, that had carbs added to it. So I have rice with that. But this morning I woke up lighter again. So who knows, I may get food added, I might not. Either way, I'm well safely under the cap, which is good news, but also I feel very, very, very fucking flat. I feel like I'm withering away and anorexic, so I would like a little bit of a feed, but we shall see. I've gotta play our cards right, being so close to show. I don't want to spill over and then have to pull back down again. In this potion, my morning potion is 750 ml of water, 10 grams of creatine, 5 grams of HydroFlow, flavour being gummy bear, which is really, really nice, and 10 grams of glutamine, which is good for digestive stress, good for digestion and hydration in general. Next, let's move on to my fat loss sups. Everyone always laughs because I keep them in the fridge for over, and Christ, look at the state of me. I did not sleep too great last night. I took some Melanotan MT2, if anyone's ever had that. I haven't taken any this whole prep. I haven't even done a sunbed in about 12 weeks, just because I haven't felt I needed to. But it's getting close to the show, and I would like to clear a little bit of acne up, and just get a little bit darker. So I took some MT2 last night. If you've ever taken that, it makes you feel very groggy, bit of a headache, and a bit dry mouth and eyes in the morning. So the morning supplementation is telmisartan for the blood pressure, 80 milligrams. T3, 25 mcg. Then we have T4, which is 150 mcg. I like to take 10 milligrams of Cialis. 1 epic bonus. No, I'm joking. There's no chance of that. Well, it works, but the libido is certainly not there when I'm this shredded. 5 to 10 milligrams of Cialis. 1 for, again, blood pressure. I find taking that every single day lowers the blood pressure by a decent bit, and also great pumps in the gym, especially when you're on prep and the skin's tight. Later on, 90 minutes pre-workout, I will take 25 Anavar, 25 Winstrol. Nearer the show up, we'll probably add in a little bit of Anadrol to peak when I've got weighed in. There's absolutely no point in running more orals right now because I'm actually trying to keep my scale weight down. But once I've actually weighed in, checked in, we'll feed up and throw in some bad boy Anadrol, get full as fuck. That's why I'm not worried. Like, you know, people always get worried about running flat. It's like, you got to get flat to get lean. And I know damn well when I actually peak for the show, there's no chance I'm going to be flat. I'm probably going to have to do it overnight, and we're going to be running a carb dense, heavy feed, even a burger, fries, something like that the night before, and a load of Anadrol just to get me full, because I take a lot of food to get full, and it normally takes me about 2 weeks to feed, but I'm not going to be able to do that because scale weight. But it'll be interesting. I'm quite looking forward to the challenge. Now, next we have the peptide. If I can fucking find it. I think I ran out. And lastly, the peptides, got the MOTS C, which is a recent addition for me. Take that first thing in the morning, fasted. L-carnitine, 500 milligrams. Sorry, 250 milligrams fasted, 250 milligrams pre-workout. Same with the SLU. SLU, this is the first prep I've actually ran both SLU and L-carnitine consistently. Same with the Motzi, as it's a new thing. It's one of those ones where it's like, I don't know what each one is doing because you're taking so much stuff, right? I'm obviously just listening to my coach and listening to the research and listening to what, you know, people that I respect are doing. I think I'll see the biggest effect with the Motzi and the slew when I'm in an off season, rather than in a prep where you are just going to be low energy and drained. But let's put it this way, look how shredded I am. The most shredded I've ever been in my entire life. A lot of people won't even ever get as shredded as I am right now, and I don't feel horrendous. You know, I feel okay. I feel pretty good up until about 4 p.m. So would I feel terrible, horrendous if it wasn't for this mitochondria stack and the peptides? Who knows? But all I know is I look my best ever. I feel decent. So I will continue doing what I'm doing. So I'll get these down. Before I do my own morning routine, my steps, my abs, my stretching, my posing, I jump on the laptop quick. It's just gone 6 a.m. A quarter past. It's normally 6 when I sit down, but obviously I was filming. You know, a little bit time consuming when you got to actually film everything you do. But why I do this is I've got a lot of Australian, American clients. Big up Australian and American people watching this. They seem to always come from YouTube, so I clearly have hit the algorithm there. Appreciate, and New Zealand. Appreciate all the support. So obviously where the time difference, I like to just jump on straight away as soon as I wake up and get a lot of questions answered. So they're not having to wait till later, like, you know, when I start doing check-ins. So, you know, any important questions coming through, queries, will be messaged back to, replied to as soon as I wake up. And then we will get going. And that's just a little bit of anxiety off me. Like if I'm looking at a clear WhatsApp, I can, you know, focus on the task at hand and focus on my posing. And if I'm like, I've got like 10 WhatsApps to reply to, I need to hurry up. Like, you know, I end up rushing. I like to just get things clear and then I can do things. It's the same with the gym. I like to get all my check-ins done. I like to get all my work done, clear the WhatsApp, and then I can go into the gym clear-headed. Obviously, WhatsApps and work will come through as I'm in there, but that's fine. Keep my phone away. Everything I do focus on. Like, you know, if I'm in the gym, I'm in the gym. I'm not thinking about this. I'm not texting clients that. When I'm texting clients, when I'm working, I'm not doing something else. You know, I'm all in on the task that I'm doing, and that's a very good tip to have for everyone. Anyways, without further ado, I need to get on with some fucking work. So I'll speak to you in a minute. Very fortunate this morning to have this gym in my apartment. It's lashing with rain. I don't know if you can see it. Quite like it. It's like a very cozy Costa opposite there, and Domino's. That's discipline Maxim, just staring into there. You've got to get a Domino's post-show. It's the ultimate gluttony order, isn't it? It's something about Domino's, it's just pure shit food, but it's one of them ones that just hits every time. But I'm not even thinking about that. If you're on a prep, like myself right now, right near the end, I'm not even thinking about junk food at all. Do you know what really helps as well? Is because I'm on low steps. Last year I was on obviously high steps. And you walk around Manchester city centre, you're walking past all the restaurants, all the people sitting outside all summer, you know, eating good food, you can smell it constantly. Whereas this prep, I've literally, feels like I've been on low steps for weeks, just trying to keep the inflammation down. And the fat loss is just occurring without it. I feel like I've just been in my flat all summer, just grinding, just back and forth to the gym, which has been very different. So the cravings are really low for that type of food. I'm not thinking about that at all. All I'm thinking about is when I finish a meal, like, when I'm in the off season, I can't wait to polish off a massive chicken and rice or big bowl of core, which is a good spot to be in, really. You're not craving that shit. Because when I finished prep last year, this is the biggest mistake for most people, is just eating loads of shit post-show. You get fat so quick and it ruins your whole entire off-season. We've spoke about this loads of times. But the first 4 to 6 weeks post-show is the make or break of your next phase. You can gain 10, 20 kilograms of body fat in that time, which can then completely fucks up your timeline and you will feel like shit. And trust me, nothing you eat will satisfy that hunger. So you might as well keep it controlled, because then you get too fat too quick. I've seen it many, many times, seen it with mates, I've seen it with clients, and then 12 weeks later, after a prep, you're dieting again, just completely wasting your time. So then, if you end your push off-season phase too fat, you've then got to do a really harsh diet again to get into contest shape. Then what happens then? You'll binge again because you had such a hard prep. If you watched how I conducted myself my last off-season, you will see I stayed tight, I stayed lean, I didn't go mental post-show. I had one off-plan meal after 3 of my shows. I did 3 shows. First 2 I didn't have an off-plan meal because I was going into the next show. And then my 3rd show, I had a big Domino's order, trust me, I did. Next day I was back to plan, right, which is obviously the Sunday. Had a nice little sourdough and eggs thing from Ezra and Gill, but then back to my normal meal plan. And what happened? Because I kept on plan, my baseline food got increased. So I was actually enjoying a bit more food across the day. I didn't have to fucking bring my food right down again to bring water retention off. And then what did I do? Pretty much had a nice half sensible off-plan meal once a week throughout the whole off season. But how did I manage to do that? It's because I didn't fucking eat shit for every day for a week. This is what people's issue. Like, you get off stage and you have a big fucking cookie in your hand before you've even done anything, before you've even drunk any water. You haven't even relaxed. You haven't even thought about the show. You haven't even thought about anything. Clearly, the only thing that fucking matters to you is stuff in your face. You get off the stage and someone's got this thousand fucking calorie cookie in your face to film it for Instagram. Yeah, that sets up the off season nicely, doesn't it? Then you're on the way home eating shit, snacking, get home, binge eat, all the cookies, all the Dominoes. But then the problem is, sure, especially if you're a first time, you are going to eat a lot of stuff that night. The problem is then you wake up the next day and you'll do it again and you can't stop. And it's every day you're eating shit for 2 weeks, going out for food, getting takeaways, snacking for a week. You think a week of eating like that will not do any damage. Trust me, that week you can completely fucking ruin your physique with ease. I've seen it happen in a few days, right? What is the issue then? You then have way less flexibility in the off season because you're fat as fuck, water, and you feel guilty every time you eat off plan. And then your baseline food stays low. So what you want to do is, enjoy a nice big meal, trust me. After my last show, I got a large Domino's, I got a few cookies, got a couple sides, and I went in. Yeah, but I'm also 110 kilos and 6'3", so my daily calories I can allow for it. If you're bloody a girl, a bikini athlete who's 45 kilos, probably shouldn't be eating fucking 10,000 calories, 5,000 calories even. Okay, then I got back to the plan. That meant that weekend I can go out and have a nice meal again. And every weekend from there, guilt-free, staying tight, my baseline food every day climbed. Get to the end of the off season, still half decent condition, but my food is really high. Whereas the opposite is, you're gaining fucking 10, 20, 30 kilograms of body fat through these big binges and off plans, but your baseline food is staying down here because your baseline food is not gaining you tissue. It's the weekend of surplus. And then you're like, oh God, like, why am I gaining so much fat? It's because your surplus is coming from Oreos and fucking chicken tenders at the weekend with a 5,000 calorie intake rather than just a steady surplus of 200 to 500 calorie surplus each day through high quality sources. So have some control post-show, because trust me, it is the biggest mistake anyone will make, and it happens time and time again. We're supposed to be bodybuilders, we're supposed to be disciplined, and then all of a sudden the show comes to an end and you turn into a fucking child. It's like, be about this shit. If you really are a bodybuilder, be about this shit year round. You know, you can listen to me. Everyone can say, yeah, no, I agree. And then that happens and nobody fucking listens. You'll learn the hard way. And then you go, oh yeah, he was right. Everyone learns the hard way once and they'll never fucking do it again. And if you do it again, then you're a retard. So posing rounds are done. I will show you some pics now at my lowest weight, most dug out. Now do my vacuums. I saw a comment on my last video, can't remember your name now, Soz, saying, what is my vacuum routine? How do you do them? So, a few things I do. One is just over here, like this. You want to breathe in for your lungs, and then all your air out your midsection, and then simply just block your nose, create a vacuum there, like this. Imagine you're doing that. And just suck your belly button into the back of your spine. Like this. I'm going to time it. I do 5 lots of... I try to do 25 seconds. Some days it's easy and others fucking anorexic. I need some food, bro. Anyway, let's do it. Oh, that's 10. 10, 20. 20 seconds. Like 5-second break, max. I'm trying to build the endurance. All right, meal 1 going down. We're back on to just making cream of rice the good old-fashioned way instead of a pancake. I'm just preferring this now. It's nice to have a change, but it's nice to come back. You can't beat the OG. So here we have 90. I prepared this earlier before I was doing my posing and whatnot. In a kettle, I will show you how I make my cream of rice with my last meal because I got a bit of a pace on because I need to crack on with some work. But this evening, I'll show you how to make the perfect cream of rice if you're interested. I have done it in a previous video, but people always ask me. So here we have pre-made 90 grams of cream of rice. This is caramel biscuit flavour from Conteh. Kettle water. I do 3.5 to 4 to 1 ratio of water to core at the moment. Just a little bit of extra volume. Then put it in the microwave for a minute. Put 10 grams of dark chocolate on the top this morning. Go like this, so all the dark chocolate melts over the top. That's it. Put it in the freezer, because I'll be posing for like 20 minutes. But if I'm going to the gym, I'll just put it in the fridge. So, because I don't like it hot, I like eating cream of rice cold. Each to their own. Now, next on the agenda, 100 gram of blueberries. I like to get mine from Sainsbury's or Morrison's rather than Aldi. You know, I like my shopping from Aldi, but the ones in Aldi are really small. These ones are like big, thick, juicy ones, which is how I like everything. Then, ground sweet cinnamon on the top. Oh yeah, carpet of cinnamon, as a Uz likes to call it. Look at that. Then pre-made whey drip that I made earlier. So this is 60 grams of salted caramel whey with 50 grams of water in the Tupperware. I then also put that in the freezer as well. I know that sounds weird, but it just makes it super thick. Look, watch this. Oh yeah, and very cold. And the only way to describe this, I know I've said it before, but this flavor, when it's really cold, it's like as close to an ice cream as you can get. Very milky, very creamy, and it's absolutely divine. So, you know, it's nice to make the pancakes, but you don't get all this because I make it's the exact same macros, but obviously I've swapped out the whole egg for the dark chocolate dietary fats, and then I've swapped out the egg whites for the whey, and I just prefer this, honestly. It's nice to have a change, it's nice to do something a little bit different, but look, we all have our favourites, especially on prep. Can't be missing any of this. The good shit. Nectar. Done. Lovely. ASMR, right? Now, forgot, I need to weigh out my salt. So, I need to get, I think it's called a very specific type of scale. Is it a jewelry scale or a coffee scale? One of the very specific ones with the decimal point for when I'm actually being super on point with the salt. But right now, I'll weigh it all out at the beginning of the day. I've got 6 low salt for the lower sodium and potassium. So that's 6. I then need to actually fill up I've got like a engineered muscle thing that does it by 0.5, but it's run out at the moment, so I need to use this big one. Get this from a Chinese supermarket, well handy. Need to be careful here because it's a big fucking opening. Okay, done. Now, that's my daily salt. Right now, I literally just put it on the scale here and put 1.5 grams on each meal. But as I get closer to the show, I will actually weigh out every single meal specifically with the dose. Because right now, it's kind of like all mixed together, do you know what I mean? So one might be actually a bit more low salt, a bit more pink salt, but that's fine for where I am right now, as long as I'm getting this total in daily. But when I'm on peak week, I want like each meal to be very specific on how much low and how much pink I'm getting. So that's when I'll get like the jewelry scale, because this doesn't weigh in decimal point. It's literally just 1, 2, 3. And even then it's not that fucking accurate. So yeah, that's that. Finished. The finished product. Nothing crazy looking, but trust me, it's fucking good. If you know cream of rice, you know it never looks all that pretty, but it's amazing. And look how fucking miserable the weather is. Jesus Christ. So I'm going to sit here, cozy, eating my cream of rice, and then get to work. All right, meat meals are prepped. Plan of action has changed. I did have a food increase yesterday, but all that was added was 20 grams of cream of rice to my meal 1, which you just seen, I had that. But then Cuba, I checked in with Cuba, and because I dropped weight again, even after a bit more of food and training, we have put food up again. So, rice portions today have gone up considerably. I've got 200 grams of cream of rice post-workout, but I'll run through all the meals later. I'm going to show you this meal first and how I like to go about my rice. Now, a lot of people have trouble cooking rice. I just do it in a pot, honestly. It's so fucking easy. So, for example, I've got all different, I weigh it all raw, obviously, because that is the most accurate. Everyone uses a different amount of water. So if I was to say program a client 300 grams of cooked weight rice, I don't know whether they're using 200 grams of raw weight rice and 100 water, or 150 raw weight, 150 water. So the actual carb intake is super inconsistent. So I've got 100 gram of jasmine rice meal 2, 125 gram of jasmine rice for pre, but then 50 gram of rice for meal 5. So how do I, when I've batch cooked that all together, how do I then work that out? So what you do is, I've obviously just cooked up there, what is that total? 275 gram of dry weight rice, okay? What you do then is weigh it, okay, again, cooked, right? So this is cooked in here, done. So I'm gonna weigh this now, the cooked weight, total rice, cooked weight for the day, 1,155, okay? So then I'll put that into my calculator, 1,155 divided by, what was it dry? 275. 4.2 is the answer. Okay, so my first meal is 100 grams dry, okay, times 4.2, the number, will give me 425 gram of rice there for meal 2. 420 grams. Okay, what's next? 125 grams is my pre-workout meal. 125 grams times 4.2. That'll give me 525 cooked weight rice. Okay, and then my last meal is 50 grams. So 50 times 4.2 equals 210. Now, if I've done my calculations correct, and I'm not a retard, this should total 1,155. So 420 plus 525, 420 plus 525, 945 plus 210, plus 210 equals 1155. There you go. So I know now that when I dish this up, meal 1 is 420 grams of cooked weight, meal 2 is 525, meal 3 is 210. Done, right? So then you're not guessing. Now, this is quite a high volume rice because I'm still like almost 3 weeks out. When I get closer to my show, I'm just gonna use way less water. Like I will make that rice as fucking small as possible. So in the plate, in the bowl, it's like in the bottom like this. So obviously the stomach volume. But for me, I do digest it very well. So right now it's not really an issue. But obviously it's quite a lot of intake of rice, right? Because I'm fucking hungry. So, you know, I will use a standard portion of say like 3 to 1 water, you know, 3 to 4 to 1 ratio of water for the rice, which I think is quite standard, to be honest. It is a little bit fluffy, so which is fine for where I'm at right now. I'm not getting any digestive issues and my waist is as tight as ever right now. But as you get closer to your show, you want to be really bringing that volume down and making it fucking tiny. Like when I'm on peak week, the volume of my rice is so small, but the carbs are so high. You can make like, honestly, you've got no excuses in the off season. You could make a bowl that is like in the bottom of your bowl like that, like 150 gram of jasmine rice, like honey, dates, almond butter, and the calories are just ridiculous. And you can just put it in and it's like tiny in your stomach. So that's what we do when we peak, and I'll use like baby rice or sushi rice, make it super low volume, add bits like honey and dates so that you volumize. No, not volumize, the opposite. The volume's super low, but the carbs and, you know, the fats are super high. So like you get all the glycogen and none of the stomach volume. So anyway, meal 2, I'll show you now. Meal 2 is here. So that is 100 gram of jasmine rice, what a treat. 200 gram of chicken breast. 50 gram of veg, which is mushroom, spinach, and 100 gram of pineapple. Then I've got my allocated salt on there, low salt, pink salt, a little bit of ground pepper on top. And then all I add, as you well know, is the 0% fat Greek yogurt, which is 15 grams. I've actually recently upgraded my life to the Phage. I was using the Aldi stuff, but trust me, the extra expense of the Phage is so much better. It's almost like oh, I can't even put it's just like my favorite sauce. I use it through the whole off season. No one ever fucking uses it. I never see people using Greek yogurt as a sauce. I seem to be the only one, but I don't care because it's fucking so good. And it's, I think, yeah, 15 grams is like 11 calories or something, and like no sweeteners, and it's mostly protein as well. So, you know, digest great. Now, secondly, pineapple. I was a lazy fucker the last time and bought a bag of frozen pineapple and it was dead. It was so shit. The volume was really small on it. It seemed like I was eating way less. It tasted fucking chemically and just horrible. So this time I've actually bought, as always, like I normally do, I wasn't lazy, and bought a proper big pineapple. It was cheaper, half the price. You chop it up, it takes 2 minutes, and the pineapple is just so much thicker and juicier. As you well know, that's what I like. So don't be lazy like me that one time, and chop up your pineapple. You'll benefit from it. It's cheaper and it's way nicer. So let's tuck in. All right then, boys, meal 3 pre-workout going down. Same as the one before, but different portions, as you well know. So this is 175 gram of chicken breast, 125 gram of jasmine rice, 50 veg, 100 pineapple. So that's the pre-workout. As you well know, a bit less protein to ease digestion, higher carbs pre-workout for the fuel. Pineapple is one fucking lovely, nature's sweeties. And also has a digestive enzyme in it to help break down the protein. Now, this is my pre-workout meal, has been my pre-workout meal for the past prep off-season, last off-season. It's just digest perfect for me. Once you find something that works, run it into the ground. So this will be me. I will sit here and eat this, and then we'll leave for the gym in about an hour. I like to train sort of like 90 minutes after I've eaten this, and then I'll have my intra workout shake about 2 hours after this, halfway through my session, which is 40 grams of carb drive and 25 grams of EAAs. So I won't bother showing you it. That is my intra workout. Now this is my third meal. We've then got, I've already made my cream of rice. I like making it before the gym and let it sit. I'll run through the totals when I get back. And once it's prepared, I've also made the whey drip, which I then put in the fridge because I like it once it's all set and quite like condensed like a cake in the fridge whilst I train, and then it's ready for me when I get home. So yeah, next time I speak to you, I'll be gagging some food after training. We're training pull today. And then I'll get home, speak to you, and we'll have my cream of rice. Oh yeah, pull session complete. Good sesh. Good sesh. We're reducing the volume now, so it's pretty much like 1 set on all the big movements, and then 2 sets on, say, your isolation, smaller bits, just to manage the fatigue, really. The recovery demand of how shredded I am right now is so high. You know, the recovery capability, should I say, like, you know, how much volume you actually need to maintain muscle when you're this lean is very low. The intensity and the control of your sets is what will maintain the muscle, not excessive volume. Anyways, I'll show you some posing here. I did post-workout, so this is obviously my lowest scale weight reading of prep so far. So, you know, bear in mind I'm, you know, arguably the flattest or, you know, leanest, shall we say. I don't hate the look, and this was post-workout. Now, we have a lovely, lovely big bowl of cream of rice here. This is 200 grams of cream of rice. I actually had a bite, almost forgot to film it. Shit, YouTuber. 200 grams of cream of rice, 150 blueberries, 50 whey paste. All right, with my salt, and also some sweet ground cinnamon. Anyways, I need to eat because I'm very hungry. So let me enjoy this. We'll catch up later, yeah? All right, meal 5. Prawns and rice. I accidentally got bloody cold water prawns instead of king prawns. I did have half a pack of jumbo king prawns left. And then, because it's 250 grams of king prawns, supposed to be, but I had 150 king prawns. I got 100, you know, like the smaller prawns, but oh well, same difference. It's just I don't like the texture as much, but it's still good. It's then 50 gram of dry weight rice, 50 veg, and then I've got 15 gram of kimchi. Salt, pepper. What a meal, what a meal. It's nice to have a little bit of rice with this meal, because normally this is carbless. Quick chat whilst I let this cool down a bit. Nobody cares that you feel like shit on prep. We think when we are on prep that the world revolves around us, because for some reason it gives you a little bit of a God complex, and it makes you think that you are more important than other people because you're on a prep. Everything is more important, right? And everyone else has to, you know, maneuver around you. But trust me, nobody gives a fuck, especially how you feel. When someone asks you, "Oh, you all right, mate? How you doing?" They don't want to fucking hear your sob story, mate. They don't want to hear how you feel. "Oh God, I'm so tired. I'm so hungry." When have you ever come across someone in real life, right? You go, "You all right, mate? How are you?" And actually wanted to, other than it, if it's like, you know, a good friend that you're consoling with, and you know they've been through something, you know. Other than that, you don't give a shit. Let's face it, do you? No, you don't want to hear when you go into the gym, you say, "You all right, mate? How you doing?" "Yeah, good, mate, you." That's all you want to hear. You don't want to hear, "Oh, do you know what, mate? Like, whenever someone does that, I'm like, bro, I know I asked, but I didn't fucking ask." So keep it to yourself, because no one wants to hear it. Let's be real. When you're on, like, especially like with Instagram and that, and we think when we're on prep that everyone else cares so much that we're on prep, what we're doing. When I'm growing through Instagram, I'm really not paying that much attention. Like, sure, I'm looking at other people, what they're up to, and like keeping somewhat tabs of people's journey that I'm close with and whatnot. But people don't care. Like, people really don't care as much as you think they do. And people don't care about you as much as you think you do. Everyone is pretty damn selfish, okay? And the sooner you realize that, the happier you'll be, because you realize that I can pretty much do whatever, and, you know, people forget about it very quickly. And that doesn't mean, I don't mean be a shit person and fucking be horrible to people, because people remember the way you make them feel. More so like doing embarrassing things, or like going into a new gym and like, you know, saying an awkward thing or something cringy. It's like, when have you ever like sat there and thought, fucking hell, do you remember like, you know, 2 months ago when that person said something really cringe? It just doesn't happen. Whereas we lay in bed thinking about it like, oh, fucking hell, like 6 months ago I said this really awkward thing. Like, no, you'll end that conversation, that person will forget instantly. But anyways, that was a tangent. What you got to remember is the world doesn't revolve around you. Get on with it. The more negative self-talk that you have about how tired you are, how hungry you are, the more real it gets. I almost did it earlier on in the gym, because I was proper fucking dragging earlier on in the gym, and I was just like, I'm finding the set. When I'm training, I'm sweet. When I'm in the set, I've got my fucking headphones on. I had some Eminem playing till I collapsed, like, and I was fucking going at it. Every set is just on. But between the sets, I take a seat and I'm just, really gathering my thoughts, right? And I was in that moment, and someone come up to me, one of the PTs, said, "All right, mate, 2 weeks out, how you feeling?" Which is somewhat of an annoying question anyway. It's like, look at my fucking base, mate. How do you think? But that's, again, too entitled to reply that. And I went, and I just went, "I'm good, mate." If you go down that road, you're in the gym, right? And you're saying, "Oh, I feel so shit, bro. Like, I'm fucking dragging. I'm probably..." It becomes real, and you start to believe it more, and your body responds to it. And I was in the gym, I was saying, "Yeah, mate, do you know what? I'm actually all right. Like, as far as things go, the condition I'm in, and I'm feeling pretty good." And I actually felt better. I felt better in myself. I felt I had more energy, and I just picked up a little bit, and, I felt actually decent. I was like, "Do you know what? I actually feel all right." So if I go, "Oh, yeah, I'm fucking dragging, like moaning, like, God, I feel so shit." You will feel shit. You speak it into existence. So watch how you speak, watch how you talk on Instagram, because people don't want to fucking hear it, mate. People want to hear, when do you ever, if you lads, girls, whatever, following me, do you follow me to hear me talk about how shit I feel? No one cares, mate. You want to see what people are getting up to. Obviously, it is the reality of the situation. You will feel shit sometimes, but let's face it, we're doing something we love, and the challenge is the fun part. If I wasn't feeling shit, I'm probably not in condition. I'm not doing it right. So anyway, yeah, that's I'm letting my food go cold. I'm going to tuck into this 250 gram of prawn, 50 rice, 50 veg, 15 kimchi. Love it. And time to prepare meal 6, cream of rice. Kettle's boiling, 100 gram of cream of rice is in the bowl. 100 grams, what a treat. If it's not triple digit, cream of rice is peasant portions. So I'm glad I'm back on that. So, kettle has been boiled. 100 gram of cream of rice in the bowl. Conteh Sports caramel biscuit, no other cream of rice to be used. I had 200 grams of it earlier, as you've seen, and it sat fucking perfectly. So, honestly, best cream of rice in the game. Boiled water from the kettle. 100 gram of cream of rice. I'm going to add 400 boiling water. Now, I'm missing an integral part of this operation, which is my whisk. This morning it broke, which is very annoying. So I'll be using my baby spoon to mix it. Normally it just makes it not quite as smooth, but that's fine. Whisk it up nice and smooth so there's no lumps is the goal. Obviously with the whisk it makes it a lot easier than with a spoon. It just means you got to do a little bit more whisking with a spoon. Round and round we go until it is nice and smooth. I'm not sure why people can't make cream of rice. You know when they get a client and they message you and I give them cream of rice, they're like, oh, I don't like cream of rice, mate, and they're dieting. I'm like, you're doing something very fucking wrong, mate, because you just don't make it. You either have one shit cream of rice, poor quality, doesn't mix well, or you make it like crap. You don't whisk it enough, you don't put enough tender love and care into it, so it's like grit, most likely. So that's looking pretty good. Smooth at the top, so it's nice and aesthetic. This is the kind of texture I like it. Smooth, but not too watery. A little bit thick. I will then thicken it up again, even though I've just put it with the kettle, put boiling water in it, but I will put it in the microwave as well for 1 minute. Then, next stage is prepare the whey drip. Okay, so very simple. Small Tupperware, something like this that you can whisk around. It can be a little tiny mug or a little Tupperware. Enough to fit your whey in, and also enough water. So for me, here I have 50 grams of whey. So that's going to be 50 grams of salted caramel Conteh Sports whey. Extremely good. Like I said before, tastes a little bit like ice cream. Okay, so that's 50 whey. I'm then going to add 40 cold water. All right. Bang on, first time. Then all you do is just whisk that up. So again, nice and smooth. You almost want it like how I like it anyway, is like a thick peanut butter texture. Right, no lumps. Make sure you get all the dry bits out the bottom. Scoop it around the bottom. I will then put that in the fridge with this in a minute. So that is the whey paste done. I don't even know if you can see that. It's like this. Lovely. Okay, cream of rice is out of the microwave. Next step is dark chocolate. Look at that, nice and bouncy. Thick and juicy, you know that. Comment thick and juicy in the... comment thick and juicy. The catchphrase of the Ganabolic YouTube channel. I must have said that about 3 times today. So, what dark chocolate do I like? Right now, it's going to be the Lindt 90%. All right. I also absolutely love, I've got this as well. Very good. It's only because there was only 1 pack of this in stock, so I did get the Lindt, but the Lindt is good. No, you know what? I'm going to have this. This is the Montezuma's 100% dark chocolate. I find the higher the percentage of chocolate, the further it goes. By that, I mean you just get more out of it and it melts more. So here we have the Montezuma's. It's like this, all black, 100% dark chocolate, which is great. And it breaks up into little blocks, which is really easy, like that. So I have 20 grams of this. Lovely. So you want to just break it up, place them across the top of the cream of rice. I will show you once I've finished. So I've got 20 grams, which is a nice bit. As you can see with my diet plan, I'm pretty low fat across the day, and then I have dietary fats before bed. Helps with my sleep. 19, can't be missing out on that dark choc, boys. Right, and even the shavings on the kitchen countertop. So that's that. Next, show you. So this is what it looks like in the bowl, and then you want to just roll it around like this. So the whole top of your cream of rice is kind of covered by dark chocolate. This is very important. Unless you like just having the big chunks, I personally like just the whole top to be covered. It doesn't need to be completely covered, but I just do like a little bit of a spread across the top of that cream of rice. Just something like that, nothing crazy, bit melted in. All right, so that's that. I will then put this in the freezer because I'm going to eat it in about 15 minutes. This also in the freezer. If I had more time and I made it a bit earlier, I was running late, I'll just put it in the fridge. But if you've got a short period of time that you need it cold for, I'll put it in the freezer. So that's going to go in the freezer. And then I will report back once it's ready to do the toppings. Okay, cream of rice has been refrigerated. Here we are, the next stage. Berries. Okay, I'm going to have 100 blueberries. Thick and juicy ones. On top of the dark chocolate there. It's now melted, of course. All right, 100 blueberries. I'll then have 100 raspberries. Both frozen, by the way. So that's 200 berries total. I will then add a carpet of ground sweet cinnamon. Okay, like this from Sainsbury's. You can see that. Plenty over the top. Absolutely lovely. Integral part of the meal, by the way. Okay, so we then have the cinnamon topped fruit. I then have the nice thick whey paste, whey drip, whatever the fuck you want to call it, fresh out the freezer. I'll show you actually. There we go. Better angles. Oh yeah, look at that. Absolutely horny that is. And that is almost finished. And then we will add the almond butter, which is definitely up there with my favourite parts of the meal. Make sure you don't miss any of this precious nectar from the Tupperware. And if you have to, lick it out. Not just for taste, but for protein intake. So, now, sticky fingers on the camera. We will have the pip and nut I've got. Hopefully you can see that. Got this on Amazon, nice big one. Fucking expensive, this shit. Everything's expensive nowadays, let's face it. So it comes out very watery. Got to make sure you mix it up in the bottom so you're not just getting fucking oil. You want to actually get some of the substance there, the peanut butter, right? Just make sure that we put this here, get it exact. I've got 10 grams of peanut butter, sorry, almond butter. Pour it over a little bit like this, mix it in with the whey drip, so it becomes a part of it. As you can see, it's a delicate operation. Right, that's it. 11 grams. Fuck, I'm going to be fat tomorrow. So, that is that. Okay, then the last of my salt. Bosh. And that's all she wrote. I'll show you the finished product. A little bit messy, a little bit fucking beautiful. So, ready? That's it. Absolutely stunning, that is. She's beautiful. I just want to kiss her and marry her. So, that's the end of today's vlog. It's been a long one. It's a very talkative one. It's a very actual fucking cooking program today. If you like these type of vlogs that are a bit longer, it's a lot more chatting, let me know. And we will continue. If you like the more precise ones that are more about 20 minutes, I think this one's probably going to be about an hour long, maybe 40, 45 minutes, but I think that's the beauty of them, isn't it? God, my eyes are sore, I need to go to bed. the beauty of them. You just put them on in the background, and I can accompany you for many meal preps and many cardio sessions. So thank you for all the support as always, guys. We are now 2.5 weeks out. Things are getting exciting. I'm going to be vlogging. I will honestly try my very best to vlog every day of my peak week. Obviously, it makes it difficult when I'm filming right up until the end of the day, because then I've got to edit tomorrow kind of morning-ish. So I might just make the vlogs a little bit shorter on peak week, but every day to document the adjustments. But anyways, we're about to land 20K followers. I'm at 19.8K. Show love. Post this on your story if you liked it. Message and comment below if you like these longer versions. Comment thick and juicy. Peace out. Love you.